So when you think about an offense run by Chip Lindsey, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Is it a smash mouth, run it down your throat kind of attack? Or is it more of a high flying, pass happy system? Well, let's dig in, because the real answer is a bit of both, and the way they work together is pretty fascinating. Okay, so check this out. Right away, you see the big puzzle we need to solve. Look at the chart on the left. These teams, especially UCF, they run the football a lot. But then you glance over at the chart on the right, and you see the passing game is where the monster plays happen. We're talking almost double the yardage every time the ball is thrown. So what gives? Why run it so much if the pass is where the real fireworks are? That, right there, is the secret to the entire blueprint.
It all starts with this one core idea. This offense wants to be physical. It wants to control the game, control the tempo, and it does that by making a serious commitment to running the football.
And you can see just how serious they are about it here. I mean, at UCF, a full 40% of their plays were runs. That is a massive number. This isn't just it's small part of their game plan. It's the absolute foundation. They're telling the defense from snap one, we are here to be physical. So you might be asking yourself, why all that running if it's not as explosive? Well, it's not just about grinding out a few yards. It's a setup. It's all about deception. You force the defense to creep up, to put another guy in the box to stop the run, and that's when you open up the playbook. And wow, does it pay off? Just look at the difference in these bars. At Michigan, a completed pass gets you an average of 12 yards. A run? Only about 5.5. And it's the same story everywhere he's been. The passing game isn't just a little better. It is dramatically more explosive. So the run game keeps the defense honest, and then the pass game makes them pay for it. It really all just boils down to this one simple number: 2 times. A completed pass is, on average, twice as valuable as a running play. If you remember one thing, remember that. It's the key to this whole thing. The best way to think about it is like a boxing match, right? The run game is your jab, jab, jab. It's relentless. It's physical. It just wears the defense down round after round. But the whole time, you're just setting them up for that one big knockout punch over the top, that deep pass they just never saw coming because they were so worried about the jab. But here's the thing. This isn't some rigid one-size-fits-all system. Oh no, it's way smarter than that. It changes and adapts based on the situation, especially the down. So on first and second down, the goal is pretty straightforward. Keep the defense guessing. You can't let them get comfortable. You've got to keep them on their toes. And you can see that idea in practice right here. For Troy and UCF, the run-pass mix on those early downs is almost 50-50. You're not giving anything away. You're forcing the defense to respect every single option, which means they can't just tee off on one thing. But then, third down hits. This is the money down. The time for being balanced is over. Now it's time to go for the big play. And bam! Look at the data. Those red bars for Troy and UCF, that's third down. The percentage of explosive plays just skyrockets. When they absolutely have to get a first down, they trust that knockout punch, the passing game that they've been patiently setting up the entire drive. So when you put all these pieces together, it paints a picture of a really aggressive mindset. This is not a conservative, let's not make a mistake kind of offense. No, they are confident, and they are not afraid to take a big swing from anywhere on the field. And honestly, this might be the most fascinating part of the whole philosophy. You think that when you're backed up against your own goal line, what the chart calls long field position, you'd play it safe, right? Run the ball, get some breathing room. Not these guys. That is actually when they are most likely to hit a huge play. They see it as a golden opportunity to flip the entire field with one deep shot. And that aggressive, fearless approach leads directly to touchdowns. From way back in their own territory or even from midfield, the vast majority of their scores come through the air. They are a threat to score from literally anywhere. It's only when the field gets short down in the red zone that they switch back to that physical ground and pound style to punch it in. Okay, so there's one last layer to this whole offensive puzzle. It's how they adjust not just to the down or the field position, but to the scoreboard itself. They really do have different gears depending on if they're winning or losing. And you can see that tactical flexibility right here. At Troy, for example, their big plays went way up when they were behind. They had to open it up, get more aggressive to catch up. But at UCF, it's interesting. They were most explosive when the game was close. It suggests they used those big plays to step on the gas and put a close game away. So, if we boil it all down, what's the complete blueprint? Well, it's really a three-part system. First, it's physical. It establishes that high-volume run game to set the tone. Second, it's explosive. It uses that very same run game to set up huge, efficient plays through the air. And third, it's adaptable. It's smart enough to change its calls based on the down, the field position, and the score. So it's a very clear, very powerful identity that's kind of built on a paradox. You run the ball to set up the game-winning pass. But here's the million-dollar question. As this system goes up against the absolute best defenses in the country, the fastest, the smartest defenses, can that jab from the run game still be effective enough to set up the knockout punch? That is what we are all going to be watching.